Yeah. Do it for Christ. Only got one life. Got one shot at this, I gotta do it right. Yeah, I gotta do it right. Yeah, gotta do it right. Yeah. Do it for Christ. Only got one life. Got one shot at this, I gotta do it right. Yeah, I gotta do it right. Time to throw in the towel. I've been holding on this for a while. I'm moving on my own skin. Crocodile, yeah, I'm washed in the blood. Made new, can't tell who I was. No, he saved me by grace. He did it just because. Yeah, my flesh was on E. Had to fill it with the spirit. God, I'm complete. Secretly in prayer, gotta keep it real discreet. All the verses they don't write on God breathe. Yeah.
Hey, what's up, everybody?
Hey,
check it. It's Wealthy Marriage Wednesday.
Y'all know what it is.
This is your favorite coaches,
Yeah.
John
And
Joy, coming at you live, talking about bulletproofing your rental properties today. Y'all want to be tapped into this.
Oh, yeah.
Because we're going to be talking about the stuff we've been messing up and finally starting to get some stuff right.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to share the books we've used to be able to understand more about it. And then also we're going to give you some insider game that you don't want to miss about affordable housing, Section 8, things that you're going to be glad you did to make sure that you are providing a bulletproof rental property, something that's going to last you for a whole season.
Long time.
Man, I can't wait for this time because we do this every day, man. So
I know,
we done
right?
seen a few things.
Oh,
yeah, we done walked in on other people's mess.
Oh,
we done made a mess.
Yes.
We done fixed some messes. And so you go through a few turnovers, you learn a few things, especially you keep running the same play over and over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
And so guess what? We don't deviate too much, do the same things.
That's right.
And so now that helps us to be able to tell you the real deal.
Yeah. Let's make it bulletproof.
Yeah, let's make it bulletproof. We're going to get right to it today.
Let's get to
you
it.
Look cute in the purple today.
Thank you.
Hey, did y'all see Joy's purple?
You see Joy's
purple? We see what we did.
You see what we did there.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. She picked it out. And I feel like we're doing something significant with this. So make sure you share this. If you find value in us coming on here on Wednesday, make sure you share, like the pages. It really helps us out so we can get to more people. And then share it with some people who you think might value this information or some different groups. We would love to be able to help as much as possible. Yes. And so we're excited about this. Yeah. And so me and Joy, we had a great session on this other day.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, it was really cool. But obviously we're financially independent, retire early through real estate investing coaches. That is fire coaching, which is specifically to be able to help you to be able to achieve all of your goals. And so guess what? We talk about this every week. But we're going to keep talking about it every week. Is that you'll even tell your money what to do or the lack of it.
Will always manage.
Yeah, seriously, man. At what point, man, we're going to have to say, hey, these dollars right here I got coming in, I'm going to put an assignment on them.
That's right.
I'm putting them soldiers to go to war. Right. Y'all go to war and bring us back something. Yes. And so we telling them soldiers what to do here on this channel. And we're doing it as a couple because it's always better together. It's the freedom formula.
Yes.
And you know the freedom formula.
That's right. You turn your time into money.
You turn your money into assets.
And turn your assets into freedom.
Shout out.
Freedom, y'all.
Freedom. Yeah. Freedom to what, you say, Joy?
Well, with no restraints.
Yeah, freedom. It talks about without hindrance or restraint. Sometimes you got some stuff you're supposed to be doing. Yeah. And guess what? I know you like your job. I like my job too. I like the thing that you're doing. Man. You went to college for it. You feel like obligated to it. I mean, I get it. Yeah. But sometimes you got something inside of you that's the next level stuff. Some stuff that you need some time to do and you need some resources to do. Well, get them assets so you have freedom to be able to do the thing that you know on the inside you're supposed to be doing. Right. And whatever that is, do it and do it big. That's and we challenging you to do it now. Yes. And so we're going to keep on going with this thing because we talk about freedom too. But significantly speaking is how do you bulletproof your rental properties? Y'all asked us to talk about real estate all the time. You said, John and Joy.
So we said, okay.
You do real estate every day.
All day, every day.
Then why don't you talk about it more? So based on popular demand, we're going to talk about it. Now, guess what? I'm just going to be real with you. I'm going to be real with y'all. I'm put the disclaimer up here.
Yes,
it's a
please,
disclaimer.
please.
You want the disclaimer?
Please put
this is the disclaimer. The disclaimer is saying we're not about to go through every single thing because it's going to take a whole masterclass. We can give you the masterclass, but it ain't going to be in 30 minutes on Wealthy Marriage Wednesday.
It's really not.
But we're going to give you some highlights and some stuff that you're going to be glad you got, some nuggets, some stuff that you're going to want to know.
That's right. So if you got some paper and pencil, get your notes out. So let's write some stuff down.
You know, the number one thing we mess up is not buying right.
Yeah.
This is fact. But the number two thing that we mess up is not fixing our stuff up right.
Yeah.
And if you learn how to do those two things, you're going to have a skill. If you learn how to buy right and learn how to fix stuff up right, you are inevitably going to be able, I'm telling you right now, you are inevitably going to be able to make a lot of money independently for the rest of your life. I mean, you have a skill that provides for a need. People need a place to stay. And if you can figure out how to do that consistently with those two skill sets, how to buy at the right price and negotiate a good deal with good funding, and then be able to fix it up properly, it's going to be hard for you and your family to be broke after that. All right, let's keep going. Y'all ready? Because we're about to get into it. We ain't going to wait today. All right, so just check out this book right here. It's called Landlording on Autopilot by Mike Butler. Shout out to Mike Butler. He's a really good guy. And he's local here. For all those who are watching from the Louisville area, he's a local person. He's just a tremendous real estate investor, but he's really cool. He's got a real fun way of being able to describe things, but he's got this book, Landlording on Autopilot. We highly recommend you all check it out. We read it early on in our real estate journey, and it was really cool for us. Some of the things we're going to talk about from there, we actually learned inside his book. And I'm going to tell you, some of the stuff we learned inside of that book after we read the book, didn't do it, and then found out why he wrote it in the book. And we were like, wow, okay. That makes sense now. Didn't make sense. So don't be hard-headed like us. We'd like you to take it from our own personal experiences, which we will be sharing here with you on today. But definitely pick up that book, so you're going to love it. Hey, so check this out. Here's number one. Y'all see what that cushy, gushy stuff is? Yeah, that's called insulation. So number one. This ain't even number one. It's in no particular order. But it's insulation. Look. I'm telling you right now, you will be surprised how many of these old houses don't have any insulation. I'm talking about none. Or if they do have some, it's a very, very little. And in this time, in this era, it's completely unacceptable. It's egregious to have properties without insulation. So if you want to have a tenant who's going to stay for a long time and be happy, or somebody who might want to buy the property eventually, or somebody who's going to be able to afford to live in affordable housing, it's not going to happen unless you get some insulation. And I know what you're thinking. You get real cheap when it comes to the stuff that don't nobody see. You want the paint to look good. I know it. I'm saying, if you listen to this, that paint look good. You don't spent 3 hours looking at flooring to find the right little eye candy. You're like, oh man, look at the flooring and the paint is crispy. And then you get a couple bright lights in there and you think you're doing something. I'm telling you, no. Look, go in there, put the insulation in there.
It will make a difference.
It'll make sure that you get the biggest expense that you have is people not living in your property.
That's right.
You don't know that until you get going a little bit. So we're helping you out. And so the things we're telling you to do are things that are going to make your residents' life better. It's going to be more affordable. And it's also going to keep you from having turnovers. And turnovers are horrible because there's time you're not getting paid, stuff you got to go in there and redo.
That's right.
And it's time consuming. And it's just kind of an irritant, you know. So you want to be able to provide a great product that until they're buying a house that they want to stay in. All right. So next up, after insulation.
Windows. Oh my goodness.
Yes. Gotta get them windows. You got to get them windows. Hey, check it out. Upgrade the windows. And so, not to say if it's got vinyl windows in there, replacement windows, you good. But a lot of times in every market, no matter, we go all around the country looking at stuff, we own property in 3 different states. And I'm telling you, these older houses, they got these wood windows in there. They got storm windows in there. You know the window when you was growing up that had the big old stick in it? You know the one your mama used to beat your tail with that stick. Don't even know. You know what I'm talking about? And so, or the one that got the little pull thing on it. So you got to pull it up with the rope.
The pulley.
The pulley. Yeah, that stuff's got to go.
Right.
I know it looks like it's in good condition, and then we want to say it's vintage.
It opens, it stays open.
It opens, it closes sometimes, and it's got the little single pane in it.
Yeah.
And then you open up the wall around it, ain't no insulation around it. That bug is just there. And so I'm telling you right now, get the new windows on the front end. Yep. Put it in your budget that you're gonna put in some new replacement windows all the way across it. Not very expensive, so you can buy a replacement window. The trick that we do is if the house has vinyl siding, what we'll do is find a replacement window and we will frame the window into the area and then wrap it with metal. Yes. And so what you can do is find a less expensive window, right? Okay, that's a replacement window, and then frame it in and make it look good. As long as it's a little bit smaller than the existing window, you'll be able to get those replacement windows at probably half the cost, and you'll be very happy that you did. Because
one thing we found between the installation and getting better windows, it will keep your tenants because their light bill, electric bill, all will be less, and that is very important to them.
Right. And I'm telling you right now, if you're running on Section 8 or if you're running affordable housing or some kind of voucher program, you can't have those old busted windows in there. It's not a good deal. You want to get the stuff that's going to last. It's going to add value to your property. When they come out and do an appraisal of the property, they're going to say, wow, you replaced the windows. This looks really good. And then also you want to make sure, this is a big deal.
It is
make sure that anything that you're doing to your property, that you can sell it at the highest value. That's right. So when you don't think about it in the short term, is how can I get a person into this house as cheap as possible? Guess what? We did it before. I'm telling you, we did it. Right. It's bad. It's not good. They're not going to stay. It's going to be a bad situation.
And you're going to have to do everything all over again.
So this is why we're telling you to bulletproof your property on the front end. To take this as good advice and get those windows replaced. You'll be happy that you did. And then if you do decide to sell it, it's going to be easy to sell. At any given time. You're going to get a better appraisal. The house is going to be worth more. And it's just going to be a better experience for your tenant.
That's right.
All right. So I think we beat that up enough.
What's next?
All right. We're going to the next thing. All right. Next thing is plumbing. Okay. Ooh. So these copper pipes run inside of houses.
They do.
And so they're behind walls and they're inside of stuff. Sometimes and you'll see them.
Floors.
Now there's places where copper is still appropriate even today. Okay. Sure. And guess what? We put a disclaimer on here because the fact of the matter is Joy ain't a plumber and I ain't a plumber. But I know I paid a lot of plumbers and I can tell you that I don't like cutting a bigger check than I have to because that stuff ain't cheap. And so I'm telling you right now, you see this stuff that looks like you start seeing this plumbing that's got the corrosion on it, and you start looking and peeking. And I know what you're saying to yourself when you see it. You thinking just like me. Look, you can't out cheap John and Joy. It ain't gonna happen.
Been there, done that.
Like, bro, you talking to the people who used to have a sale on a sale. We would go get a coupon on the Pick 2 meat that was already on clearance.
No, that was Pick 5. Baby.
The Pick 5 meat with the coupon. Right. You don't know nothing about us. Like, look here. We would go to Kroger and save more than we spent and then start laughing at them on the way out. Like, I guess. You know what I mean? We will wait for it to go on discount. We will go without stuff for long periods of time. This is what's us.
And wait for it to go
on sale and then buy a bunch of it and then just stare at it every day and then feel a sense of satisfaction every time we look at it.
So we can tell you that every thought that you've had about saving some money and this was going to be the best way for you to do it, we thought about it. And I'm telling you right now, what you're going to be thinking when you see this plumbing is, it ain't leaking. That's the first thing you're going to say. It worked.
It worked. It ain't nothing wrong with it.
That's right.
It ain't broke. Don't fix it. and so you got to get rid of the thought of, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. That thought, not a good thought. That thought will get you into some plumbing leaks. Plumbing leaks and water challenges are your biggest issue that you're going to have, is water getting in your house from either outside or water getting inside that you're actually paying for. So you pay for the water that's going to damage your house.
Wow.
So don't do that.
Yeah, that's not.
Because then when it bursts or a pipe bursts, and don't be like me and Joy. We showed you all a swimming pool. We showed you a video of a swimming pool in the basement. And this only happens when stuff isn't done according to standards. So when you see that old stuff and it's not right, get rid of it. If you see it in its good quality, and you'll know when it's good quality, it still looks like copper. It's right. It's not corroded. You know, it's hooked up right. You'll see fresher solder marks on it.
Right. So you'll know when to change it and when not to.
Yeah, but I'm gonna tell you right now, if you see any signs of significant age or corrosion and stuff like that, go ahead and rip that stuff out. Bite the bullet on the front end while you're fixing it up the first time, and you will be glad you did.
Absolutely.
Because guess what?
Look at that.
Now, this is a major piece of something. Now, you want to be bulletproof? If you are buying older properties, and I'm telling you, all across the nation, once again, we own in 3 states. And so I'm telling you, in these older neighborhoods is usually where you find the lower price properties that work as rental properties because the numbers work.
Right.
And so when you're in there in properties built before 1950 or something like that, or even sometimes around 60 plus, is you get these old pipes, these old sewer pipes. And if you're not careful on the front end, if you see that the drain is backing up or you see any issues like that, there's a good chance that some roots have grown into your sewer system, or there's some issues, some corrosion. And so whatever that is, get it checked on the front end. Do your best to do some due diligence. Get it scoped. There's people who can run a camera down there. If you see anything potentially, what Joy and I like to do now is fill all the tubs up just like somebody was living there. If it's got 1 bathroom, fill it up, run the kitchen, run the washer and dryer, flush the toilet, and then just do that for about an hour and just see what happens. Like kind of give it a little stress test, because if you just using construction workers in there, they're not using that much water. They fill up a bucket here and there, but they're not like full sail taking showers and stuff. So you want to make sure, because that's expensive.
It is.
Yeah, and it's expensive. Them digs are expensive. And shout out to all the plumbers who I paid people to go through college based on digging stuff up. That stuff is not cheap, you know, and it's mostly labor too. But I'm gonna tell you about it. When you're talking about digging that stuff up, you don't want to do it. But if you do have to do it, you want to know on the front end. Also, don't be afraid to get some insurance on those pipes. You know, sometimes you can go to your local plumbing company and the one you're paying the bill to, and they can add a monthly fee, which will cover the exterior sewer lines. And definitely consider that for older properties. And you're welcome for that. All those who signed up for that. All right, so this is, you see the blue and the red stuff? For all those people who don't do construction and stuff like that, if you see the blue and the red, you in business. That's good stuff. That's good. This is called PEX plumbing. And so the blue and the red, you want those water lines because they expand and contract. And those old copper pipes, if they get a little crack in it and it gets cold outside and freezes, it bursts and the water flows everywhere. If it's PVC, which is plastic, is PVC, where the water goes through there, then it'll crack. They were doing that in like 70s, 80s and stuff. And so now you want to use this PEX stuff right there, some good stuff. And so we put this stuff everywhere. We run all our water lines in PEX, and it has been very beneficial for us. And then also we'll change those old dirty drains out to these, and once we do it once, we've had no issues. The properties that we've had no issues with are the ones that we are telling you specifically the formula that we're doing it, and part of it is changing this plumbing out.
That's right.
All right, next up, the water heater. Oh man, see, you got to be a real estate person to really get excited like we are. Like we're getting way too excited. They like, why y'all so excited talking about red and blue pipes and plumbing? Because we do this every day. Like we're really excited about it. Okay, so this is as genuine as it gets. All right, but we're telling you right now, you cheap. I'm just telling you right now, you cheap. And you've had this cheap thought when you looked at this old water heater and you turned the hot water on and it was working.
John,
what did you do?
Was hot.
What did you do? You was like,
it was hot.
It's hot. It's good. I'm rolling with it, baby. You like, hey man, ain't nothing wrong with this hot water heater. And then you keep looking past it like it ain't really there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. You won't even like really stare at it good. Because if you look at the date, that mug like 25 years old or something like that. It was just in a clean part of a basement or something. It still looked good. Well, it looked good at being 25-year-old water heater. Look. Go ahead and replace that mug on the front end instead of wearing you out your welcome.
It does.
Because when it's going to replace, Thanksgiving is when it's going to need.
Oh, my goodness.
Christmas Day.
Yeah.
Easter Sunday while you're in church. Guess what? It's an emergency for somebody.
Yeah.
I ain't got no hot water. My babies ain't got no hot water. Right. I ain't got no hot water. So now I had to daggone throw all my food away and go stay at my sister's house. And I need all this rent for that whole time. Really? I'm gonna tell you what, I'm just letting you know. change out the hot water heater. You know, make it fresh. Then you'll know you don't have to go back in there. It's one easy little way. And these things aren't expensive, and you can get a permit on it and get it installed and everything. And it's not expensive. So just do it right. You'll be glad you did. You'll be glad. Instead of telling the tenant, go down there with your you got a cigarette lighter? And this is what you're gonna ask them. You got a lighter? Just go in there and just light the pilot light. And they don't know how to do it right. And then so they gonna call you. You can be like, okay, look, all right, look. You're gonna see a button on the bottom. Miss Johnson, on the bottom, Miss Johnson. Yeah. Hold the button down and press it. What? So guess what? Don't let Miss Johnson blow your house.
Don't have old Miss Johnson.
Look, all on the ground. I'm gonna call my grandson, and he gonna come up here, and then little nut, call you little nut. Hey, my grandmama water ain't working. I'm telling you, whatever it is, just change out the water heater. Don't save yourself the stress.
Exactly.
Save yourself.
Just swap it out.
The drama.
Yes.
Next. This is it right here. We had to put the prices on this one right here.
Because let me tell you, this one right here.
Because y'all cheap.
Yeah.
Because y'all cheap. This is why.
We just going to change the inside parts of the
toilet.
Right.
So look, you got this toilet that's about 15, 20, 30. You don't even know how old this toilet is. Okay. Exactly. And so you see this toilet, you flush it a couple times because you had to pee real quick while you was inside the property. And you like, oh man, this mug worked.
Oh yeah. That tank filled up real quick.
Filled up good. Just roll with it.
No.
Don't do it. I'm telling you, at least half of rental properties probably have one toilet. Like these are one bathroom houses many times. And you are going to go and get one shot on the front end to update this property and get it right. And what we just showed you was 2 toilets that include all the inside parts and all the stuff you need for $100. Like, look, you're going to have to take the toilet off half the time anyway, just to replace the floors around it. You're going to want to make sure the O-ring, there's like a wax ring under there sealed up to make sure you don't ruin your floors. So take the toilet off. We always put on a new toilet from the jump. Then I know. And we've never, I'm telling you, this is never, Never. Any toilet that we replaced, we got 0 calls. None. But all the toilets that we did not replace, how many calls?
It won't fill up.
My toilet ain't flushing. Well, over $100. Guess what? Get a new toilet. It was worth it. You was gonna move it anyway. So if you're moving a toilet, you're basically replacing it. So just all you gotta do is throw the old one out and then stick a new one in there. You're gonna be very, very, very glad that you did.
That's right.
Oh, this is so good. This is so good. Ooh, hey, we nerding out today, Joy. Hey, we nerding out. Are we nerding out a little bit?
Yeah, we are.
All right. Well, y'all just gonna have to work with it.
This is like our everyday, you know. This.
Well, because we've learned some stuff, and we want you to know the real deal. Because everybody ain't about to tell you the real deal.
No.
You know, so oh yeah, I put like 10,000 in it. I put like 5,000. I just, you know, you know, there's a way to do it, and then there's a way to do it right. Exactly. And if you're a person who really wants to buy something and pass it to your kids, I want you to think about what you're thinking about passing to your kids. Or if you working as a solopreneur, and if I die, what kind of piece of junk property am I wanting to leave Joy? Like seriously, do I want to leave her the property with the plumbing leaks and the electrical problems and no insulation with, you know, like, is that what I want to do? Or do I want to leave her the thing that's right? And so what we're here to share with you is that we are all focused on the flooring wrongly. And we did this for many years and we didn't get it. We kept focusing on the surface, the thing that looks pretty. We would talk about it for hours. Oh, well, this one's 99 cents a square foot. This one's $2 a square foot. Well, this is laminate and this is tile LVP. And this is LVP. And we would get all into it. What we didn't realize, as well as we do now, that what's underneath the floor is way more important than the actual surface of the flooring itself. And so it's more important to make sure your subfloor and whatever your floor is on is straight and level. Solid. If you put it on a solid surface, almost most of the things that you put on a solid surface are going to work out a lot better than anything that you put on a wavy surface. So spend your money making sure your floors are flat, leveled and solid the best that you can, as opposed to getting some fancy flooring.
Right.
And so get the cheaper flooring and then get the subfloor repaired and get it fixed up right. You'll be glad that you did.
And it'll still look nice.
Yeah, currently me and Joy went through multiple iterations of flooring.
Yes, we have.
And so our best iteration of flooring right now that we are loving is the making sure the subfloor is right, but then hitting it with the Luan and the glue down vinyl with the peel and stick tiles that look just like, oh man, those things last. It's not peel and stick. It's the glue down vinyl planks. Those things are like beautiful. But we've been using ceramic tile. Ceramic tile is like that's some money, but you got to make sure that the floor is really solid underneath it. And then everybody can't do ceramic tile well, but this stuff seems like people get it. It's easier to lay, easier to cut. We use click lock luxury vinyl plank. We still use it from time to time, but the truth is, unless the floor is perfect and you have a good person, everybody who says they can do floors isn't good at doing floors.
So true.
Yeah, because it'll look like it's right, but they will put quarter round down and they will put baseboards down and your stuff ain't right. So it'll start disconnecting, or if there's any gaps in the floors or any messes, or if you run the length of the floor too long with that stuff, it'll start popping up and you'll start to have issues, even with the good quality LVP. So you'll pay good money for something, it still won't work out good. So we're telling you the real deal. And so if you have hardwood floors, refinish the hardwood floors.
Please refinish it.
If you see hardwood floors, refinish it. Just figure it out.
Point blank.
You refinish the hardwood floors. You're never going to find a better flooring. That and ceramic tile, undefeated. We don't put laminate. We don't put, I know some people who put hardwood in. I think more ours is just because it's a little bit of the expertise to be able to do it. Our team, but if you do want to get something for the long term, put some hardwood floors in. You'll be glad you did, especially if you see yourself holding that property for 30 some years. Nothing wrong with that either. All right, we're gonna keep going. This is some good stuff, man. Somebody put something in the chat, man, if y'all enjoying this, because I feel like, man, we're doing a good job over here. You're doing a good job.
Thank you. You're doing a good job.
All right, so guess what, y'all take a quick screenshot of this, because this is the big deal, is making sure your joists are right, and then over top of that, your subfloor, your underlayment, and your finished floor. So take a quick screenshot of that and know that the subfloor, the joist in the subfloor is just as important as the little pretty part on the top.
Yes, it is.
All right. Look at these right here.
Yeah.
These beauties. Okay. So when you see these beauties right here, add a furnace to it. Add a furnace. And just add furnace to your deal. Now, I'm going to tell you, my father was the best HVAC mechanic on the east side of the Mississippi.
That's what I hear.
There were some people who did it, but my pops was the real deal. You've never found a better HVAC mechanic. And I'm telling you right now, I lived in a house that had one of these, and that I believe is still there. The thing's been in that house for like 50 years. I mean, he's a bad boy. But if you are not an HVAC mechanic, okay, even if you're the son of an HVAC mechanic, okay, don't do it. When you see that thing, it's time to go. Here goes me and Joy.
Oh, man.
We like this right here. We see this thing. We look up the side. We finally peel the sticker off. This thing's like 30 years old.
Oh, yeah.
Me and Joy, we looking. We like,
it's still blowing
that thing blowing hot.
Hey, it's giving some good heat.
Man, that's that good heat. Shoot. It's getting hot in here. Turn that. Come on, turn that, man. You're going to burn me out.
Right.
I take my coat off. I'm telling you. Man. Then, in 1 month later, something broke. Then we fixed the inside. How much is to fix it? This going to be $600. Wow, that's still cheaper.
It's still cheaper than replacing it.
Right. Then at the end of the winter, it's going to be another $250. That's just one last little thing. And then you know what they're going to tell you. The third time they're going to come out, they're going to say, fix this last thing. It's like $700, but it's going to be like brand new. Okay. Don't do it. I'm telling you. Just get you a new one from the jump.
Yes.
Because those old ones, they just ain't going to make it. And you'll be glad that you did. And it'll be better efficient. And it'll also be more reasonable price for your people. Guess what? We wasn't going to talk about this, but we decided to go ahead and talk about this. Okay, carpet. All right, this is a controversial topic.
I don't like
it's controversial. Carpet is so quick and so easy. And some people will tell you that they like carpet in bedrooms. And some people will tell you don't do carpet at all. But for a rental property, we recommend not to do carpet at all. Because it's good for properties you're selling to put them in the bedrooms because it's cool. It doesn't take away from the value of it. I generally speaking believe that people, when they buy a house, they like carpet in the bedroom. Y'all put it in the chat what y'all think about that.
Carpet or no carpet?
It's carpeted in the bedroom, but in the common areas, obviously you definitely want to put some kind of hard surface flooring. But in our rental properties, we do hard surface flooring everywhere, and so that's what we do, and it's just helpful for us, and it's helpful because people spill stuff. You got kids, they're moving stuff in and out, and so what we do is we do our best to make sure that we do hard surfaces everywhere. But if we are selling a house, by all means, go ahead, put the carpet in the bedroom. Never put carpet in the living room. Never put carpet by the front door. It's immediately destroyed. You won't even make it through your construction period before you got stains and whatnot in there. Just don't do it. And so for all my carpet lovers out here like myself, unfortunately, we don't recommend this for your rental property. All right. So check this out. We're talking about cabinets now. This is a big deal.
It is.
So we told you we're going to nerd out, and this is a very, very big deal. It's plywood versus particle board. This is for all of us who want to go really, really fast. You don't want to order cabinets. So what you want to do is you want to just run to Home Depot and get the cheapest thing you can get and grab a couple cabinets and say, I put some new cabinets in there, but you're getting a particle board cabinet. And if any water gets on there, it's plastic and particle board, which is a very it's like they put sand together. Like I don't even know.
I can't even describe it.
Look, it's cheap than a mug. You know what I'm saying? Where if it get wet, it's gonna bow. And then if it gets greasy, you can't really clean it good. But it's cheap and it's available because they have them in stock at your local hardware store, at your local Home Depot or Lowe's, and you want to just go get something real quick. That's sawdust and glue. Shout out to Margaret. And so it's like, if you are in these type of things like here, understand that you don't want to do it. You know, get the plywood cabinets, and if they have hardwood cabinets in there already when you buy the property, keep them. Just refinish them. You know, scrape that old stuff off of there, sand it down, refinish it, and then put new handles and new hinges on there. It'll look like brand new, and you'll be able to get there for a lot cheaper and better price, and it'll be a better quality product than you going to go get those cheap cabinets from your local hardware store. All right, check it out. This is a big deal. It's a roof.
Oh my goodness.
But when we look at roofing, a lot of times we like, all right, you bend the roof. So rule number one when we bend the roof is what? Guess what? We don't pay for everything all together.
No.
We want to know how much is this roofer going to charge to put the roof on. And we can go buy our own materials and I'll get them delivered and everything. We'll work it all out. But how much is it going to cost you to run these shingles up this roof safely and put this stuff on? But you want to make sure that you are checking this out. If you want a bulletproof rental, you got to make sure the wood underneath the roof is right. And the only way to do it is not to pay somebody to stick another set of shingles up there on the roof. Because guess what? We told you we know how to be cheap. And your cheapest thought is like, let me buy us a stack of shingles and just stick them right on top of what's already here and be done. Don't do it. What you want to do is scrape the old stuff off, find the wood that's underneath there, and replace the wood if you need it, because it's very important that wood is right.
Absolutely.
All right. Me and Joy.
Change out the outlet.
Change out the plugs and switches. I know the plug looks like it works, and you're going to test it, and it may work. Don't do it. You don't know how old it is. You don't know what it's been sitting on. You don't know what that plug been through.
Because then you'll get that call once again. My plug don't work by my bed. The TV just went off by itself. I mean, just change the outlet. It's worth it.
Change them. Always going to check all your electrical and make sure all your wires are run right. But change them. Make sure your stuff is grounded and change all the switches. And plus, it looks better. Do you know this whole pack? They're like less than $1 a piece.
It's not.
Like, dude, pay $1 and then get a new one and a 70-cent cover plate, you're in for less than $2, and that mug looks nice and crispy and new. And so much better way to go, replace that and the covers. If you see a dishwasher or a garbage disposal, get it out of there. Get it out of there. They're not allowed. These are just problems. This is a safety risk. And you see this guy right here, you might as well go ahead and hire him if you're going to bring in a dishwasher into your rental property. Right. Because that thing's going down. You're adding another water place, another place where water can come into your property and cause an issue. And it's also another thing that you got to fix that you really don't get a rent benefit from. No, you don't. And people, once they get it, then they want you to keep replacing it. Right. It's just not a good deal. No. I would take it out, not be responsible for it. Yeah. Not a good situation. All right, we're going all in deep. All right, so check out this. We like to use these pedestal sinks right here. You see this in our rental properties, specifically if it is a voucher program rental. Is guess what? The doors on vanities. I grew up in a house that's the vanities still stinking there. The same thing event ain't never broke. It's still there. That bucket's solid. You know what I mean? And we know how to treat it because we owned it. You know what I mean? In my house, and with my kids are, man, we know how to tear some stuff up. We do, but we've never broke the door off of vanity. But guess what? 50% of the time when you go into these rental properties afterwards, why is the vanity doors broken? What are y'all doing?
So what do you do to prevent that? Eliminate
it. Get you a pedestal sink. Yes. And they will put a little shelf on the side, and never, ever, ever put a shelf over your toilet.
Please don't.
Never do that. It's just inviting somebody to drop stuff into the toilet and give you a bunch of calls. And then this is what we use, LED lights. We've never had an issue with them. Not once had an issue with these flat LED lights. We get them on Amazon. Shout out to Amazon, who is coming through for the materials. So you don't even have to go to your local box store. We get them online on Amazon for about $15 a piece. They last for years and years. Never had one issue. They're flush mount. They're bright. They're beautiful. And you will love them. You need one per room. No light bulbs to be changed, because if the light bulb needs to change, you know your cover is going to be missing forever. And you're going to have to put a whole new light fixture up there. And you're not going to like that. And this is the last thing that we're going to share with you all is make sure that you put smoke detectors in either hardwired or 10-year life batteries, because you want to make sure everybody in the house is safe. And then also a carbon monoxide detector. It's going to keep people safe, and it's going to keep your property from burning down to the ground too. So guess what? Yeah, there's more to it, and we'd love to share even more. We can nerd out on this stuff all day in great detail and talk about the specific prices of all these different things and how much you should pay. And we would love to help you with it. You know, obviously we love what we are doing. I didn't know how excited we were until we got a chance to talk right now. But text us at 502-632-3005. We would be glad to help you on your journey to make sure you are buying right, fixing your properties up right, and that you are doing the right thing for your tenants, your neighborhoods, your community, and protecting your investment. And we can't tell you how much we appreciate y'all hanging with us today as we went through this topic. I know we ran a little bit longer than normal, but we got a little excited today. And so we look forward to seeing y'all next week. And remember, everybody, that it is always so much better.